iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
The North American continent descends into darkness on this All Hallows Eve. Trick-or-treaters everywhere troll the swamps of southern Florida for ghoulish streets. The drivers get ready to figure out the tricks of this old and spooky abandoned airfield. Coming to you live for round 7 of the Precision Racing League Formula 3 Series here on the Global SimRacing Channel and the iRacing Esports Network. Good evening, race fans. In the booth with me this evening, my good friend and open wheel ace, Adam Young. And over there in the big chair where he's at every Thursday night, Joe Peak twisting and tweaking the dials for us. Of course, our man behind the cameras that you see on these broadcasts here on the Global SimRacing Channel, well, that is the great, the one and only Dougie Beard. Adam, I've got my costume and I've managed to scare every small child within a 15-mile radius. Sebring has been at the heart of American road racing since it broke onto the scene in 1950. The jewel of Southern Florida has been the scene of many, many memorable moments in American racing history. Tonight, we get to bring it to you here. So folks, enjoy your GSRC track preview here at Sebring.
Welcome to Sebring International Raceway. Home to the 12 Hours of Sebring, one of the most grueling tests in endurance racing, this is a track which has earned a fearsome reputation among drivers. The circuit itself is located on the southeastern edge of the city of Sebring, Florida, and was built out of Hendricks Army Airfield shortly after World War II. 3 layouts are currently in use, ranging from 1.7 to 3.7 miles in length. The longest course, which is perhaps the most well-known with it being the one used for the famed endurance race, shockingly still contains portions of the original airfield surface. It's this aspect which has become a signature feature of the track, making it extremely bumpy for racing. Sunset Bend in particular nearly shakes cars apart while they attempt to navigate the high-speed 180-degree corner. As you'd expect for the side of an airfield, there's nearly no elevation change over the course of a lap, but many of the curves are dramatically tall and unforgiving, daring drivers to glance them yet not hit them directly. Thankfully, places to pass are plentiful, including spots like the Hairpin and Cunningham. However, the many fast, sweeping turns creates a dilemma for car setup, since a vehicle that's made too stiff could wind up bottoming out on the onerous bumps. In the end, if you have the wherewithal to withstand the track's rough nature, you're likely to fare well. And since Florida fans almost always show up in huge numbers to witness this test of car and driver, you'll have plenty to impress at this legendary North American road course.
And there you go. That is Sebring International Raceway in a nutshell. Adam, listen, this car, wicked fun here on this track. It's really a tough combo here at Sebring, and I know you got some laps in here. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about this combination tonight?
I've never met a combination that wasn't tough here. Car track combo. I don't think you're going to find anything nearly as tough as Sebring, with the exception of maybe the Nordschleife. Because here on the international layout, I mean, it is bumpy. And I know Joe said it in the track preview guide. All 17 turns here, you're going to have to watch out, particularly, the slow speed corners on this old surface where your tires like to lose a little bit of grip. But everywhere you go, it wants to shake the fillings out of your teeth. It wants to upset the car because it's so bumpy. So you're going to have to be up on your toes all 3.7 miles around here.
And Adam and race fans ready to compete against the financial markets, supporting over 60,000 users across the globe. NinjaTrader provides award-winning trading software and brokerage services. NinjaTrader is always free to use for advanced charting, backtesting, and trade simulation. Visit NinjaTrader.com to get started with a risk-free trading simulator and start tracking your performance. And performance, well, that's what racing is all about. And we've got a championship to talk about, and it's starting to kind of take shape a little bit. We had a little separation at round 6. David Holland still sits at the top, but Abner Acosta has dropped off just a bit. Now, here's the good news for Abner. A couple of laps in qualifying already, he's top of the board. So we'll see. Maybe he'll get a good run tonight. Zegers, Padovani, and Santana remain in that fight for top 3 in the driver's standings this season. Counting tonight, we've got 3 races to go, folks. So really, really fun stuff. Holland looks to stay dominant, and if he can do that, then Acosta's chances are going to obviously get a lot slimmer. Now let's look at the team standings real quick. Vantage Esports Yellow atop the team standings, 384 points. Now, who is TQ Engineering, you say? Well, that's part of tonight's story. Well, Alpine Geodesic, let's just say they're not racing with Alpine Geodesic anymore. In fact, they've rebranded it. It's now TQ Engineering. So our 3 drivers from Alpine Geodesic are now TQ Engineering. And Forward Bite Racing, of course, now tied with them here in the standings. So that battle for second in the standings, very, very tight, obviously. Blown Tranny and SRT Esport Red have got their own little battle going back there for 4th in the standings. Adam, why don't you talk to the race fans that have shown up for the first time tonight about what we're doing here in Sebring?
Yeah, of course, PRL F3 series, but always puts on a good show. And, well, we're in the middle now of the back half of the season, I guess you could say. Round 7 of 10, 45-minute race here tonight. So 45 minutes being shaken, rattled, and stirred at Sebring. These are open setups, and there is a 20 incident limit where I can tell you if you're getting near that 20 incident limit here at Sebring, you probably don't have much of a car left. Just saying. You do get bonus points for the pole, fastest laps, and 3 incidents or less here for tonight. So those guys in the championship fight, that 3 incidents or less, I can tell you even from when I drive with the truck series with these guys, that can add up if you do it right.
Well, Adam, we're here on the iRacing Esports Network. Did you know that? We're racing on the iRacing Esports Network this evening.
IESN, man.
Folks, yeah, IESN. Now listen, race fans, if you haven't subscribed to IESN yet, you find yourself sitting here and that red button is glaring at you to subscribe on it, hit that real quick. Okay. And then when you're done, look up GSRC on YouTube and give us guys a sub over there too while you're at it. But hey, listen, we've got a merch store now, Adam. I don't know if you're aware of this, but one of the things we've got there are tote bags. We've got these neat little GSRC tote bags that you can get for really, really low amount of dollars. Okay. But these tote bags, well, first, they're great for Halloween. Now, you may not get the bag in time for Halloween, but here's what I can tell you about the bags. They are heat resistant up to about 10,000 degrees, okay? Which means what? Well, that means you can protect all that chocolate, Adam. You don't have to worry about melting into a pile of goo in the bottom of the bag because it's heat resistant, okay? Not only that, my understanding is that you get an unlimited beverage supply of your favorite beverage from that tote bag as well. That's what I heard.
Which you might need for toting around all the kids' candy later.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So now you can actually go to our store on the internet or through our website. But anyway, it's gsrc.storeenvy.com. But enough of that. But you get tote bags, hats, shirts, and I don't know, maybe even a Christmas ornament. Maybe we'll make one up. I don't know. Adam, qualifying is well underway here. Actually, there's only just about 3.5 minutes left now because we've been talking to Gavin. Overbay is on the top. Actually, one of those TQ engineering drivers that we're talking about. David Holland just in his mirror and not by much. I mean, Adam, we're talking about a 27 and a 28. It's separated by 100th of a second here in qualifying.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie. I was a little bit worried about what Holland had on the table. I mean, coming around Sunset Bend, we'll see if maybe he's able to take the provisional pole here. He was sitting 6th and 7th for a while there. There he goes. Move him up to the pole.
He had a draft.
Big time. You
saw that draft he had too, right?
Oh, yeah. Drafted the exact right time. But, he was sitting 6th or 7th there for a while. And I was thinking, oh, man, hey, there. Quickly supplanted here. Nathan Lewis, move him back up into the pole.
TQ Engineering's Nathan Lewis rockets to the pole with a little, and then has an unfortunate moment, but did that on the back of the draft as well. So it seems like that's the play if you can get that really, really, really good draft down the Ullman Straight, get a clean trip through Sunset. Your run of the line obviously is going to be pretty darn quick. Here's Acosta coming down that Ullman Straight now.
Yeah, with a little bit of draft. You get about a second and a half behind somebody, you'll start being able to catch a whiff. These F3 cars, they're fairly aerodynamic, but they're still going to punch a bigger hole in the air than, say, maybe an Indy car or an F1 car. So you'd be able to latch on to somebody, use that toe, and have it pull you down the straight.
It was quick, not quick enough. Here's Acosta going, taking another lap. A lot of drivers still have plenty of time here to get a good, solid hot lap in. 2 minutes left in qualifying now. Here's Hugo Galaz, already got a couple laps in. He edges his best lap there by a couple of hundredths of a second. A couple tenths, sorry.
Just looking through the field here, and
you talked about the weather. We didn't say exactly how hot. It is a clear day here in southern Florida. It's 116 degrees on track right now. Not very windy and not very humid. So it's a rather dry, hot track, which means it's probably going to get a little greasy out there.
Wait! Not humid. And not windy. That doesn't sound much like Florida.
It doesn't sound a lot like Sebring, does it? No, but about 3:18 in the afternoon, virtual standard time. That's what we're looking at here today on a November 1st. Interesting.
Well, even then, that 116 degrees of track temperature, that's kind of helping with the slickness. And seen a couple of people having troubles keeping the car straight. No super major issues, but it's one of those ones that could cost you some time once it starts trying to break out on you before you're able to catch it.
Lionel Duprat looking for a little bit better. Didn't quite get it. Didn't miss it by much either.
Used to race against Lionel in the old Texas League days, so good to see him out here today.
I remember the old Texas club, Texas League there. Wong Taylor coming around, making his trip down the Oldman Straight. He currently sits in 9th. A 152 flat riding on right now here. Begins the trip through Sunset. Qualifying has ended. And he's just going to miss it. Just going to miss it. And that is going to be his last chance there. Let's see. Francisco Montini coming around. We got Adam Colsar.
And we miss Abner Acosta moving up now to the pole.
Oh, we
last
did.
time come by, yeah, he took that thing by 0.15 of a second.
Yeah, he slipped by on my screen for sure. There is the Samurai, Andy Spicer. He'll come through Sunset now. What's Andy got here? He's going to be pushing it close. He pushes it right into the pits.
Yeah, Andres Espinosa, though, he's got a chance here to maybe gain a few more spots. And he gains on his best time, but I don't think it moved him up any.
Jay Steffi brings it in, shuts down his lap. Here's another couple of cars coming around. There's Kenny Rodriguez. Kenny just misses it. It's his teammate right behind him. Brett Thurman, that was his best lap. And there's the Samurai coming along.
Yeah, he was able to move up into 9th right there at that last lap.
Yeah, Takeshi's been great this season. He really, really has. He's looked awful strong. Here comes Radomir Tavares. And he's going to bring it in. Adam, we got a pretty big field tonight. Why don't we go ahead and start the grid here? It's going to see Abner Acosta at the top of it. I talked about that fight between Holland and Acosta in the points. Well, it isn't over, folks. Nathan Lewis going to round out the front row. Row 2 going to be David Holland and Francisco Montini. Michael Overbay, Kevin Santana are going to sit on row 3 next to each other. And then Raymond Day and Anthony Pisano will sit in row 4. The Samurai, Takeshi Kita, getting that 9th place starting position right next to Wong Taylor. And then number 21, he'll start 10th, Adam.
Yeah, going back to 11th, Lionel DePratt, old buddy of mine, racing buddy of mine on here. He's going to be starting just outside the top 10. Another guy I've raced quite a bit against, Lyndon Suave. He'll be starting in 12th. Brett Thurman, 13th. Steven Barati in 14th. Andres Espinosa in 15th. Hugo Gilaz in 16th position tonight. Adam Colsar in 17th. Lucio Vargas in 18th. Jay Steffi and Kenny Rodriguez will make up that row 10.
All right, row 11 is going to be Chris Richards. Andy Spicer in the double deuce will start 22nd. Sean Duhamel starting 23rd tonight next to Charles Sumner. Donaldson, Daniel Barnett will start next to each other. And then Radomir Tavares has got to start all the way at the back by himself there, Adam. He'll be singled out, the 27th driver in this field tonight. And 27 drivers heading down into turn 1 here. It should be interesting. Somebody's going to need to probably give. It's awful wide going through there, but it narrows down very, very quickly on exit.
Yeah, I mean, usually when we're at speed is when we start having more problems with turn 1 and people making moves. Here at the start, I mean, they need to get themselves sorted out by the time they get to, the S's there for 3, 4, and 5. That usually ends up being a problem if they don't get themselves back single file by the time they get there.
I'm excited, ready to get this one going here. Abner Acosta again jumping to the pole here in the final closing moments of qualifying here, receiving great effort by him. Nathan Lewis, who we've seen be really, really fast over the past several weeks, he's up there. Holland and Montini. Montini with a little bit of bad luck last round on the start of the race. Looking for a little redemption here this evening. Now he makes it to the grid. Francisco ready to go. So is this field, Adam. Getting ready for the lights to go up now. The lights are up. The Delora Formula 3s and the Precision Racing League are mean green and underway here in Sebring International Raceway, Southern Florida tonight. Down to the first corner, Abner Acosta, Nathan Lewis side by side. Acosta going to get away. Nathan Lewis falls back, drops in a line here. They make the run down into 4. Everybody starts to sort it out. A couple of cars very close together. That's the battle for 4th and 5th back there. Santana, Montini. And Adam, everybody behaving so far.
Yeah, I don't see any major problems at all going through the field. Abner Acosta with that great start. Nathan Lewis right there, though. But David Holland, for a moment there, still had his hands full with Francisco Montini. Montini looking to try to make a statement here in the opening lap, but didn't have the best combination there. We'll see how he does here through the hairpin.
Montini's got to worry about Santana. Here comes Santana time to take a look.
Montini tried to dive in on Holland from way back and cost him a bunch of time. That's what allowed Santana to get right up on him. Now he's definitely got his hands full.
And Santana's got a company there from Anthony Pisano, who's picked up 2 spots here very quickly. There's the run. Santana stepping in there. Montini going to have the inside back. Now on to Lamar. Montini going to get away clean.
Yeah, the only problem I've seen so far was Hugo Galaz ended up having a self-spin and then a little bit of contact back there with Tavares. But other than that, I mean, that's it through this entire field, and that wasn't anything major.
That shot down the backstretch, 3 and 4 wide. Everybody scrambling out. And that's lap 1 for you folks. Adam, not a lot of lifting here. Be a lot of flat footing in an EF3 tonight. Top 3 starting to run away just a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think if you haven't driven this car here, you're right. I think you're surprised by how much you're on the throttle compared to, say, a full-body GT3 or something like that. I mean, you're on the throttle a ton here. So that's it definitely makes for some hairy situations, though. I mean, you're on the ragged edge going over some of these bumpy corners.
As I said, the top 3 begin to gap it just a little bit, just over a 1.5 seconds in front of Montini, who doesn't look like he's got the strongest connection this evening. I'm seeing him kind of fade in and out on me. That battle behind him rages on. Pisano at the front of it. He's trying to hold off Santana. Michael Overbay, who actually lost a couple spots early here. I saw back in the field here, we've got action in the midfield. P14 just taken over by Kenny Rodriguez, who's moving up the field. Kenny's up 6 spots already back there.
Definitely one of our biggest movers here so far today. I just find it funny. I look at the top 10 in that regard, though, and just about everybody's almost the same exact spot that they started. I mean, but you got guys like Kenny Rodriguez there trying to march through.
The action we continue to see down the Ullman Straight is really, really fun to watch. It's like watching an old game of Centipede, Adam. Watching him move in. Maybe we'll have to get a nice aerial shot here next time around. They're still stepping out 3 and 4 wide. Faraday here trying to make this move. And give it to the man. Gets by Kenny Rodriguez. I'm seeing Charles Sumner in already. Adam?
Yeah, I also see Tavares without a nose. Trying to see if Sumner, Charles, see if he had a reason for coming in.
Tavares
like
was
front wing spin up.
Yeah, Tavares was a self spin, but then I think he got him coming by.
Yeah, it looked like
right.
Charles just got a little piece of the grass coming out of sunset.
Yep.
Slid it in.
Sorry, Adam. Let me get to the battle on screen here. Would have missed that action down to the hairpin. got a good one here. Jay Steffi fighting from 17th, watching the battle in front of him here. Colsar, Kenny Rodriguez. They had a really, really close moment down into the hairpin when we were talking about that other action there, Adam. But they have really, really knotted this up. Look at this, throw a blanket overall 8 of those cars right now.
Yeah, they've gone side by side through a few places I don't necessarily want to be going side by side through, and Kenny's just one slip up here. But as they start getting ready to start working down the Ullman Straight here, I think Adam is going to go ahead and try to get him here on the inside of Sunset.
Yeah, and boy, that we're really seeing the effect of the draft here. Abner Acosta just putting up the fastest lap of the race. Half a second on Nathan Lewis here as you look at your scoring tower to the left.
You know, he keeps doing that. That's the second or third time I've seen him put down the fastest lap of the race, go purple. But in the grand scheme of things, he hasn't been able to put away Nathan Lewis yet.
More battle in here. Santana, Pisano. Pisano, Santana, back and forth. Watch out for the contact. You don't want to make any here because the only runoff is into the grass and then into the Armco barrier. Pisano right in the middle of that action. Overbay, after a little bit of trouble, has found the battle again. Raymond Day filling up his mirror. Nobody's really gotten away from each other. In fact, not even the leaders, to be honest with you. They haven't exactly run away with it yet. Only 2 seconds in front of Holland.
Yeah, Holland's a surprise out of those three. He's been the one that's kind of fallen back here as of late. Say as of late, but Abner Acosta's only coming around for lap 5.
Yeah, well, I wonder if giving them a little space, Adam, being this combo so tough, this track so rough, do you want to give a little space and not necessarily be in that dirty air?
I mean, it might help. I mean, especially with tire wear and everything else. But I mean, right now, you also don't want to get too far away from the guy and lose any chances. Look, Overbay getting around Pisano right there. That was a heck of a move.
It was like almost three wide at the exit of the turn there. Adam Colsar just had a problem. I think we're going to catch a replay of that. Let's see. Came across the start-finish line. Down into turn 1. Swung it out really, really wide. He just loses the rear on it, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, he saved himself from touching anything and just kind of waited for a good chance to get back on track. But right there, I mean, if you carry too much speed in those sweeping corners, and the Sunset Bend's the same way. You carry too much speed in the Sunset, it will come around on you.
Let's go back to the battle for 6th here. Overbay again made that pass on Pisano. Just about 0.3 of a second ahead of him now. And now about, we get about 5 laps in here. Things have now started to spread out. But here goes Pisano trying to get it back. Comes around. He'll take the inside going into Sunset.
Almost had that over-under going there on Day. Try to take him on the outside of 1 here. Now, you might be asking, why would you try that? Well, it's because, the next couple corners are, they're going to be, that put him on the inside of those corners. We can't hold it down on the outside. And that's allowed the next group of Taylor, Espinoza, and Thurman to really start to get involved with this battle here as well.
Yeah, Espinoza's picked up 5 spots, actually. He's the big mover in this gang of cars here now.
Here in Takeshi had a little bit of a problem going through Sunset.
Problems for the Samurai here. Here's the spin. He does avoid contact, it looks like. He just barely avoids that Armco barrier. Good job by the Samurai. Don't worry, he's not out of this yet.
Perfect example, though, of just carrying too much speed in the Sunset. We were talking a few minutes ago about that with Turn 1, but you do the same thing in Sunset very easily.
Oh, in big trouble, Pisano. Who is that flipping? That's man, that's Wong. Taylor, Pisano, both involved in the same incident. I think this might have started with, yeah, Pisano maybe braking, or I'm not sure, but spins right in the middle of the track. Here's Wong Taylor on board with them. You're going to see Pisano spin right in front of him, stops dead in the middle of the track. Taylor nowhere to go.
He completely went end over end right there, and Espinoza's the one that really had nowhere to go, practically going underneath Taylor's car as it was just rolling through the air.
Well, and what was a great battle now broken up because of that.
And Taylor, I got to give props to him here. After doing all of that, he's trying to bring the car back around to at least get to pit road. He's crabbing. There is a single body panel left on that thing that could come off, but dang it, he's going to make it home.
So the battle now is in 8th. You've got Espinoza, Thurman, and Lyndon Swaby. Obviously losing a few cars here as a result of that incident, or a couple cars.
Yeah, it looked like Daniel Barnett had a problem too. Somebody had spun in front of him, or trying to see if there was another car there. Oh yeah, and Anthony Pisano got into him. So it went from bad to worse for Anthony Pisano.
Yeah, I think we've got a replay of it here.
And,
Barnett.
You see Barnett get loose in Sunset, and Pisano will have nowhere to go. And Pisano just parked it, and he's done.
Wow. Hard hit for Pisano coming around. And, you know, we tried not to talk about it too much in the pre-race because, listen, we don't ever want to put the commentators' jinx on anybody. But, the battle for second heating up here. Holland, Lewis. Give it to David Holland. Getting by Nathan Lewis there going into Sunset. Lewis looks to maybe cross him over, come back at him, but Holland gets too good a run there out of Sunset.
Yeah, Holland all of a sudden is a good half-second faster than the other guys. I mean, half-second faster than Lewis, half-second faster even than Acosta, at least the lap before. Not now since he had to make that pass, but Holland all of a sudden finding some speed.
Oh, Takeshi Kita's had another problem. That time it's going to result in contact as he gets nose in there on the tires. Manages to stay out of the racing line, though. Nobody else gets involved in that one. He gets across quickly.
Lewis is around. Nathan Lewis is around. Going through the hairpin.
Oh, no. And, boy, that might have been a bad brake bias adjustment, or just too much brake, period. He'll come back out right behind Francisco Montini. Still on this replay here. Maybe just a little too hard to the brakes here, Adam.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
We did get a little bit of the grass, though. As he was coming to braking there, the left rear gets into the grass. As I said, though, we come back out, and Nathan has a battle with Francisco Montini. Still a chance to get back to the podium spot. Montini still struggling a bit with that connection. Of course, Adam, you know that's tough to drive behind.
Every time I got to do it. So you're saying there's a chance? I got to do my best Jim Carrey. I mean, it's Halloween after all, right?
That's right, it is. Yes. No one's come by the door yet, Adam. I'm waiting for someone to knock.
Well, I thought you said you scared every child
Well,
within a 15-minute radius.
I was hoping maybe there were 1 or 2 more left, but I don't think there are. So
I'm just trying to
very
figure out
dark.
why you needed a Halloween costume to do that. I mean, I just figured you'd step outside and boom, there you are.
Yeah, the beard usually gets him. Brett Thurman just gets around Lyndon Swaby. And let's see, Michael Overbay is in the pits, guys. Did we know that? Did we know Overbay was in?
Yeah, something happened to him. He's walking sideways right now.
Oh, you know what? This was actually,
happened.
this was a bit ago. We missed it. He spun by himself. Spun by himself in turn one.
Oh, turn one, yeah.
Another self-spin. This is not the first one we've seen tonight.
Yeah, except this time he couldn't keep it out of the Armco. And you'll see here, Director Joe's getting it lined up. But
right here.
It's not extremely hard contact with the Armco, but it is enough that it looks like it tweaked his suspension.
Oh, it tweaked it all right. We could tell coming down the pit lane. It was definitely walking sideways.
And it doesn't take much.
Wow. So that changes things just a bit. Acosta still the leader of this race. David Holland now in second, 3 seconds behind.
It's like I'm looking at, it seems like a lot of your usual front runners are having problems. I mean, with the exception really of Holland and Acosta. That's
right.
and Santana in fifth. Of course, Ziggers and Padovani not here today, but I mean, still 1-2 in the Drivers' Championship and 1-2 on track, just in reverse order. And don't forget, I mean, Abner still has a chance at this championship. I mean, he's 33 points behind going into today, but you still got, 3 more races after today to whittle away at that. And all you got to do is just whittle away at it. Just keep finishing in front of him, and he can find himself with a championship.
Exactly. And with the way you can pick up bonus points in this series, I mean, it's not impossible. He's not been mathematically eliminated. He's doing the best possible thing he can do right now. Take care of his business. Go out and win the race. How do you beat the guy you're chasing? Well, you win more races than he does, and hopefully there in the end you stand apart from him. But he continues to open this gap just a little bit. Actually, Abner has got his teeth in the bit here at the moment and does not want to get rid of this. Here's the battle for third, Montini and Lewis. More action down the Ullman Straight, Adam.
Yeah, Lewis looks like he's got his sea legs back underneath him, so he's pushing it hard and seeing if maybe he can try to get back up to Holland after his half spin a little while ago.
I heard him say he was feeling cute, might go fast again.
Oh, jeez.
I did.
Did you really? Did that just happen? Oh, right there. Fastest lap of the race. Nathan Lewis, 51-1.
Thurman and Swaby are still going at it here. I don't think Lyndon was very happy about losing that spot to him. I wonder if... Jesus, it'd be so much better if John was here, but I wonder if Lyndon has ever actually worn a pirate costume on Halloween. I'll have to ask him that. I don't know if we'll get a chance tonight, but...
Do they have pirates in Canada?
Well, we did find out that Lyndon is actually of Caribbean descent.
Ah,
and
okay.
there actually may be pirates in his lineage, actual pirates. So we'd given him the nickname Peg Leg. But again, it begs the question: is he ever, dressed up as a pirate for Halloween? I don't know. We had to let everybody in on the joke, right?
I mean, we could.
He's got his pirate driver suit on here this evening. Now Swaby with a good chance here, a good run out of Le Mans. This could be it. I think this is it. He's going to get the run down the Ullman Straight. Boy, it really stalls out just about the end of the straight before we have to start turning in there, Adam.
It really does. I mean, it's interesting for sure.
So move Swaby back up to 8th. Still waiting on pit stops from most of the field. We know Overbay was in, but Overbay had problems. His stop was well over a minute. Obviously, damage repair involved with that. But we're definitely in the window now with just over 23 minutes to go. Can't get away from this battle. It's actually really one of the great ones we've got. I know Kenny Rodriguez and Jay Steffi are fighting back there for 12th. I believe Duhamel and Spicer a little further back have got their own battle going, but right now, Brent Thurman, Lyndon Swaby hogging the screen on us this evening.
And they're doing a good job of it here so far as well. I mean, Abner Acosta continues to pull away from David Holland, who's pulling away from Nathan Lewis, at least that one, maybe not that last time, but things really calmed down for quite a bit in top 6. That's Adam Colsar on pit road now.
Yeah, Colsar missing his pit box
By
too.
a
He's
lot.
having it back.
Oof.
Yeah, it wasn't just little, was it? It's cost him a whole bunch of time. That had to have cost him at least 10 seconds. He's down and away. Still a short stop in the box itself. And look who just went purple again. The fuel continues to burn off, and Abner Acosta continues to get faster. And
Adam pulled away out of his pit box very slowly. I think he might be done for the day.
Yeah, something's not right there. Something's going on. Brett Thurman's coming to the pits. The drivers behind him opting to stay out. Lionel Duprat will go across. Kenny Rodriguez, Jay Steffi, and Lucio Vargas. And that is a battle in itself. 412. We ride on the pit exit here with Thurman. Looks like he'll slot back out into 15th.
Spicer and Gala's in. Richard's coming out.
Richards makes his way down. Spicer still waiting for them to move. There comes Spicer's out now. Hugo Galaz is out. So there are early takers.
By the way,
go ahead.
I don't know if you caught that, Sean, but Abner Acosta just retook the fastest lap of the race. 50.7. Flying.
Yes, he is. That is.
And he's coming down. Leader on pit road.
There we go. Holland going to come in right behind him. Here come Lewis and Montini, and they're going to come in. Santana going to follow suit. Oh, here we go. The dominoes fall. Everybody starts to peel in. Oh, it goes all the way back to Espinoza. Then you have Lyndon Swaby, who's going to bring it on in. Stephen Faraday. I think everybody reached their limit
I
here,
think
Adam.
no, I think we found out the exact lap that everybody's able to go to.
Although your old friend Lionel DePratt going to keep it, the little train's going to keep it out on track. He's going to leave them all sitting still in the pits. Going to actually come out right behind Nathan Lewis, who's got off the pit lane.
Tell you what, though, the big winner of pit road there, Abner Acosta, came out, if I'm reading timing and scoring here right, over 6 seconds now ahead of David Holland. I think all he has to do right now is just keep the thing clean, keep it on the track.
Yeah, crazy fast pit stop there for Abner Acosta. He and the team working very, very well here in Florida tonight. Now Nathan Lewis had a great stop as well. He came back out right in front of Lionel DePratt, who, out of all these drivers right now up top, is the only one left that still needs a pit stop. Now Kolsar, Adam, got some damage in the pits on his machine.
Yeah, it was when he was pulling in it seemed like he might be just calling it quits, hit the imaginary wall at the end of pit road.
That's right. We saw that.
Yeah, just bent his front wing a little bit.
I was having a senior moment there. Sorry.
Says the guy that wants to go on a 16-mile hike tomorrow. And I tried to push a car earlier, and it was like, oh my God.
Oh, geez. I hope my car pushing days are over. Although these Formula 3 machines aren't very heavy.
Yeah, I would much rather be pushing one of these. Lionel is on pit road. Last one, I believe, that hasn't pitted.
Yes, that would be correct. It's 14 laps out of his Formula 3. It was a valiant effort, but it fell short. We all knew it would. Montini's going to have company back here for 5th pretty quickly. Raymond Day turning some hot laps now.
And just go back to Michael Overbay, who had a good run going earlier. He just parked it on the side of the track, and looks like he might be retiring.
Yeah, it's been a long evening for Michael, and probably I don't know that there was much more to be gained there for him, so probably not a bad idea to shut it down. Let's do a quick rundown here of the field. Let's go through right now where we're at here in the top 5. I'll let you take the second 5. Abner Acosta is your leader at the moment. That's exactly where he started, folks. David Holland right now, P2. He started P3 this evening, but David, he's been great enough, but not good enough to go get Acosta. Not yet, anyway. Nathan Lewis, 3rd right now after starting in that 2nd spot. Nathan's not had a bad night, but he hasn't had a good night as Acosta and Holland have had. Kevin Santana sits back just a couple seconds behind him there in 4th. The pit stops have really spread this out just a bit as you go back to Montini. He sits in 5th now, and honestly, a solid performance from Francisco this evening. Needed a little bit of luck. He's certainly getting here so far, Adam.
Yeah, and then in 6th place, Raymond Day, he's been kind of sniffing just outside the top 5 there all night long, and still sitting in about 6th, but he's got himself a fast car, and Montini's going to watch out for him. But Day is going to have to watch out for Andres Espinoza. Espinoza, one of our biggest movers here of the day so far. Started this race in 15th. It's already up to 7th spot. He himself has a quick car here, and I really think he could be a challenger to maybe try to get into that 5th position by the time the race is over. Lyndon Swaby, he's back there in 8th spot. Relatively quiet day. He was involved in some battles earlier on, moving up a couple of spots, but right now just trying to click off laps, get to the end of this thing. Behind him, Brett Thurman, another guy that's kind of had a quieter day with just a few battles mixed in and got himself a clean car to show for it. And then back in 10th position, Steven Verede, he started, looks like 14th on the day. And I think it's the first time I think I've mentioned him at all here today. So we talk about quiet days for some of these guys in the back half of the top 10. Now, Steven's definitely one of them.
Well, it's been a great race. There has been a little bit of attrition. Not as much as I thought we might encounter, actually. In fact, we've got 20 cars all still on the lead lap here at the moment. So lap traffic not really come into play here so far. And it's an awful big track. But that does say a little bit for the skill set of these drivers this evening. They have not let... they're not right now. They're not letting Sebring win. I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, in fact, the drivers that have had trouble are some of the drivers we probably wouldn't expect to see have trouble. When you talk about someone like Overbay and the trouble he had this evening, Adam Kolsar, of course, Pisano. It's been really, really good stuff. Of course, we've got a couple of absences this week. We're missing those drivers, but the drivers that are here have really, really pulled a good one off. The temperature on the track has actually continued to go down as the races progress. We're down a few degrees right now. It's only 111 on track. So really, this is played well in the hands of the drivers of the Premier Racing League this evening.
It has, of course, we got into this thing. We're already past peak heating of the day. So track temperature, and that probably has something to do, especially when those guys got light on fuel. Some of their super quick times just started ripping off there. But one thing to note here, and I still think it might be a case of too little, too late. But Holland has cut off a second on Abner Acosta's lead here the last 2 laps.
Well, we talked about the pit stop. Acosta picked up. It wasn't a full second, but it was half a second in the pit stop. And with the pace he's had and no traffic in front of him, he just continues to rifle these laps off one right after the other. Now with just under 13 minutes left, I think he's going to have about 7 more laps to get this done here.
That sounds about right. Oh, Abner Acosta half spin. Can he get it back going?
I'm not taking responsibility for that. There goes Holland. Exactly. I'm not taking any responsibility for that, man.
Oh, he's going to drop back to third here.
Nathan Lewis goes by. Oh, boy, Adam. This really just speaks volumes for Sebring jumping out and biting somebody. It just hit our leader, Abner Acosta, our former leader. He doesn't hit anything, but it really takes him a while to get this thing sorted back out again, to get back on track.
Man, it really did. And then, it's like just trying to get the power back on the grass. Wow. That's why he lost second spot.
That was devastating. And Santana's right behind him. Yeah, that uncomfortable silence you hear is us still just... I'm not taking responsibility for that. I'm going to say it again, Adam. That's on him, man.
Me neither. Oh, and he just ran a really quick lap, too, and that was painful to see for him.
And you want to bet Holland is hustling now? Yeah. Yeah, David Holland feeling pretty fortunate right now. He's going to manage this Formula 3. He's got to sense this tremendous opportunity he's got here to get one over on Acosta and opening up this championship lead just a little bit more. Acosta has obviously gotten the car back under him. There doesn't appear to have been any damage. He's been able to pull away from Santana by about 1.5 seconds now. But he's still 2 seconds behind Nathan Lewis.
Yeah, it's going to be tough gaining that time back even on Nathan Lewis. I think you got to. David Holland has to make some sort of mistake now for them to get caught back up to him.
Let's take a quick look at P13 coming out of Sunset right now. Chris Richards got a good run on Jay Steffi. Don't know if he's going to be close enough to get something done down into 1 here. Maybe. I think Richards going to need a little bit more time to work this out, but he's been closing Steffi, and they've been close together the whole race. These two have battled well and battled often together. This is all happening right behind Kenny Rodriguez. They all started right near each other on the grid, Adam, and they've managed to do is move up through this field as this race has progressed. Now with about 5.5 laps left for them.
You know, a few retirees helped out a little bit with that, but then they've also just been a little bit faster than some of those guys that qualified in front of them. So just good racing with those two. That's been really clean. Really most of today has been pretty clean as well. So that's been good to see.
Yeah, no, it has. It has been a very well-run race tonight. I thought the track temperature would wreak havoc on the Formula 3 tonight. It hasn't. In fact, just seeing the temperature's gone down a little bit more. A little bit later in the day, it's just after 4 p.m. virtual standard time. Spicer and Duhamel working on their own little battle back here. That's for P16. Oh, Richards just got by Steffi. He got this done at a Le Mans. We were just watching them. We'll actually pick this up on the replay. Let's do it. And looks just like good hard driving by Richards here. Again, just gets a great run and able to get through and under.
Using a little bit of that toe, helped out quite a bit with that. Just right around.
Oh, and Takeshi Kita just got one on Spicer. Picks up a spot on Andy Spicer going into turn 1. Spicer right up the gearbox, though, at Takeshi Kita. Here we go, back to Kita.
Yeah, Kita had the speed tonight for getting a solid top 10 and just a few mistakes. Yeah, so he's on a good recovery drive, though. Getting what he can.
Specifically that one early that he had, and it just doesn't seem he's ever been able to really recover from that. The battle between Richards and Steffi continues on. It's still actually really good. Steffi just had a run at Richards, and it cost him a little bit. Had to get on the brakes hard. But these two are primed for a little action before this race is over. And Lucio Vargas back there in the popcorn position. You see Vargas coming through right now. We got a Le Mans just behind him. That gap continues to close here for Lucio Vargas.
We don't need to go to it, but I have a feeling that Acosta's going to be challenging Lewis here by the end of this thing. So just want to watch that here over the next few minutes. But we can stay here. It's the closest battle.
Well, it's not often we get to cover some of the battles here towards the middle of the field. Tonight, we're getting that opportunity to cover some of those because, honestly, they've been some of the best battles we've seen. Both drivers remain pretty calm here, though. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
No.
You got to take credit for that one. That one was all you.
I'm so sorry, Chris.
Oh.
Oh, and I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing with him, folks. But, oh, geez.
Just hit that curb, and that curb was... Those curbs are deadly in these F3s. I mean, they're even deadly in full-bodied sports cars, but at least then you could survive. Here, they'll throw you.
And then he's going to give up position to Sean Duhamel as he gets back, gets things sorted back out. Duhamel gets by him. Let's do a quick, let's take a look here at the laps between Acosta and Lewis. See if there's any progress being made. And, well, there you go, Adam. There's the tail of the tape for you, buddy.
Yeah, that looks about right.
Obviously, there was the spin there on that lap 18 they were showing you. You can see them both in the picture now, obviously. Let's go back to Steffi and Vargas here, as they are side by side across the stripe and down into turn one. Vargas going to take advantage here on the inside. Steffi maybe a little bit too far back. Keeps it off the curbs, keeps it smooth. And a good job by Vargas there to take that back from Jay Steffi. And that really has been...
Lewis is around again.
Geez, no more trouble here up front. Nathan Lewis.
He's going to lose third.
Oh, boy, he sure is. Santana goes by here.
Montini might get a chance at him here.
Montini's going to get around. In fact, I think he's hurt.
No, he didn't touch anything. He shouldn't be too hurt.
Yeah, maybe he was just trying to get it gathered back up there. Oh no, he's into the wall.
Wide.
Yeah.
Now he might be hurt.
Yeah, now. Oh, what a backbreaker for Lewis, man.
Yeah, he was seeing red there. I think that's why he ran wide through Sunset. Maybe he's not hurt that bad. I mean, he's still trying to come back on Montini here.
Yeah, he is. Raymond Day just behind them. Day's got a shot at this thing still. It'll be hard pressed to catch Santana at this point. Here we go. Let's pick up the replay of what happened here, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, just gets a little hot going through Sunset. Or excuse me, not Sunset.
At Le Mans.
At Le Mans.
Yeah.
And you see that back end lose grip. And, if it would have just pointed just a little bit more down the other way, down the track, probably could have saved himself to at least kept it fourth. But that was it.
We'll stay on board with him here down the Oldman Straight, spinning the tires as he was trying to get back going. He did not hurt the car with the spin out of Le Mans. Down here out of Sunset, and like you said, Adam, he might have just been seeing a bit of red here and really just loses his line off into the grass. And once you hit that grass right there, it really acts as a bit of a magnet, takes you into that wall, and momentum carries you. And now he's lost a tremendous amount of time. But the battle behind him is real. Raymond Day, Francisco Montini coming down the Ullman Straight. Montini going to get past. Raymond Day picking up another spot. Day now only with a lap to go. This is the final lap with the lap to go with only a second behind, with a chance to go catch Lewis. David Holland is taking the white flag. He's got a full 4.7 seconds on Abner Acosta.
We may have just taken the white flag, but you know who is the second fastest car on track right now? Andres Espinosa.
Yeah, Espinosa. I'll tell you what, he's maybe a little bit too far back for a run here at Montini. I don't know. We'll see. He may have one more spot left in him. I thought Day had a chance to go catch Lewis. I think Lewis got a sense of what was in his mirror there, started to pull away just a little bit. Santana's got enough separation right now to maybe hold down the podium. Holland, no, making his final charge here. The Vantage Esports driver coming down the Ullman Straight one last time. And you can never say one last time through Sunset Bend enough, Adam. The last sunset is always the greatest one if you make it across the start-finish line at the end. And David Holland here in the Precision Racing League Thursday Night Series, the Formula 3s will take the win here at Sebring International Raceway. Abner Acosta going to take second. Kevin Santana going to roll home in third with Nathan Lewis chasing him down right behind. Espinoza gets by Montini out of Sunset. So we did get a little excitement from those two. Vargas and Steffi still racing hard back here for 13th, Adam.
Yeah, they're going.
And Steffi's going to get a run at him here.
Yeah, he's actually going to have a decent chance here. I mean, I think he's got good toe coming down the Ullman Straight. Vargas does. It still has a little bit of toe on Rodriguez. I don't think enough here. Steffi's going to look. He's going to dive it in there. Oh, they make a little bit of contact. Vargas is up and over.
Oh, no. I don't know that that'll be looked on very favorably. Steffi's going to shut it down out of Sunset, actually. Steffi is stopped on the track at the end of the pit lane, basically. As we watch the replay here, I believe in MMA we call that a shoot. I believe he shot the leg there and got the takedown at him.
You know, and Steffi obviously didn't intend to do anything like that. There's just hard racing coming to the flag, but that was a brutal hit.
So Steffi, as I said, right there, he finally, just now as we come out of the replay, he's finally decided to start going again. He's going to finish this race officially, I think, at P19 because he lets Donald Olson go by. So he lets the entire field go by to finish last of the last cars on the lead lap. Well, all right. We'll take it to break on that. We'll be back here in a moment on the iRacing Esports Network, brought to you here tonight by the Global SimRacing Channel. Folks, sit tight. We'll be back with the results and talk to a few of the drivers about their race.
40 of the best sim racers, $100,000 on the line. Who will rise to the challenge? This is the most competitive and sought-after season in iRacing World Championship history. This is where legends are made. This is the Porsche Esports Super Cup.
Welcome back here on the iRacing Esports Network at the Global SimRacing Channel. We just finished round 7 here in the Precision Racing League Thursday Night Series. The Dallara Formula 3s here at Sebring International Raceway. Why don't we look at those results now? Let's David Holland take one this evening after Abner Acosta made a critical mistake in the closing laps of this race. But a great one indeed for Holland, Acosta, and Santana rounding out the podium. How about that? Kevin Santana with a podium this evening. Nathan Lewis, a little bit of hard luck for him late. He'll finish 4th. Raymond Day with a good race. He'll finish in the top 5. Andres Espinosa, 6th for him tonight. Francisco Montini, 7th place run. Lyndon Swaby gets a good one tonight for Vantage. He'll finish 8th. Brett Thurman with a 9th place finish. And Stephen Varaday will finish 10th in the number 23.
Yeah, taking a look back in 11th on back, Lionel DePratt. I just said back a lot. Followed by Kenny Rodriguez, Sean Duhamel in 13th, Hugo Galaz in 14th, Andy Spicer 15th, Christopher Richards, we saw him there at the end with Sean giving him the commentator's curse in 16th, 17th, Shakita, Donald Olson in 18th, Jay Steffi, and we saw that contact there with him and Vargas right at the end. Steffi tried to do the gentlemanly sportsman thing and pull over, so he comes home in 19th with Vargas in 20th.
All right, Adam, and then we'll go down to the rest, the best of the rest here. Michael Overbay, 11 laps tonight, short of finishing this one, 21st for him. Adam Colsar, trouble found for him, 22nd tonight. Anthony Pisano had a great race going and then didn't have a great race going. 23rd for him, 24th for Daniel Barnett. Wong Tail, 25th tonight. Radomir Tavares will finish 26th, and Charles Sumner, well, things just didn't really get started well for him tonight. Unfortunately, he'll finish 27th, but it is time to talk to the winner, the gentleman that I've come to know a little bit, Mr. David Holland. A great win for Vantage tonight. David, there's always a chance, isn't there?
There is always a chance. Yeah, a little bit of slow and steady around one race today. I'll take it.
And isn't that really how you have to attack this track?
It absolutely is, especially in the F3s. The car is so light. There's so many bumps here. And, the bumps, you hit them in the wrong rhythm. And, sometimes there's just little you can do. You're just along for the ride at that point. Especially in these hot temperatures. I just didn't really feel comfortable pushing it. So, I realized Abner had quite a bit of pace on me. I pushed it for a couple laps, and I was like, look, if he can run that pace and keep it in one piece, he earns it.
Well, I'll tell you what, you earned it tonight. And, we talked in the pre-race about how tough this combo is. I honestly thought there might be a lot of attrition this evening. It actually wasn't that bad in the end. There were a couple of drivers maybe a little surprised that they got into trouble. But all in all, this was a pretty good one here in South Florida tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of fun. And congrats to Abner there in second place, and my teammate Kevin there on third, finishing out the podium. It was a great race, though. It was a lot of fun.
Well, we get out of this one tonight now, left with only 3 races left in this season. You got to be feeling pretty good now. I mean, Abner did finish P2, but you'll get a couple of bonus points out of this one and another win. Kind of like tonight's race, maybe slow and steady here over the last few.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully I'm not quite as far off as I felt like I was this race. I was getting a little more comfortable there towards the end, but we'll see. The rest of the tracks, I don't recall all of them, but I do know there's a couple I'm going to have to learn, so should be fun. I'm looking forward to it, though.
Did you ever pass Swaby on track, and can you confirm whether or not he had his pirate costume on?
Can confirm he had his pirate costume on.
He
always
okay.
does. He always
All right.
does.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. That's good to know. All right. Well, I'm glad you were able to confirm that for us, David. Thank you. Anybody you'd like to thank real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. I got to thank PRL for organizing, NinjaTrader for sponsoring, and you guys at GSRC for broadcasting. Also got to thank the team, Vantage Esports. Looks like we had pretty good finishes today, so all in all, turned out pretty good. Also, got to thank my dad again for spotting for me. He's having a lot of fun, and I certainly appreciate it.
And that is really cool that you get your dad spotting for you. So, all right, good on you. And well, I'll tell you what, we get finished talking to David Holland, fellow Texan and winner here tonight, and now we get to talk to Adam Acosta. Adam Abner Acosta gets to talk to Adam Young now.
I knew you'd get that figured out.
Yeah, I got it figured out.
Hey, Abner, overall, great run tonight, but it got to, bring it up. It could have been so much more for you. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about how you ended up losing the car there.
Yeah, yeah, I'm a little disappointed about it. I think I pretty much had it in the bag with the pace that I had, but I knew turn one was trouble for me. I did 2 races prior to this, and on those 2 races, I spun in that same turn. So it's my fault. I mean, in this track, if you take a bump, you take a wrong bump, and your car just goes, and that's exactly what happened. I should have just been more careful, because I don't think Holland would have probably caught up if I would have been just more careful, but I just decided to keep pushing and unfortunately took a wrong bump and it just went, and I didn't even recover properly. I had to hit reverse on it, and I just lost more time.
Well, you win in. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure you got the bonus point for leading, for setting the fastest lap here today. You obviously led laps. So granted, you did still finish second to Holland, but that didn't take you completely out of the picture for the championship. I know we got Barcelona coming up next week, and of course, 2 more races after that. You still got your work cut out for you, but if things fall your way, you think you can give Holland a run at the championship?
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible. I mean, if he just has one bad run, I think it's gonna get close. And I think I'm picking up the pace more in this car. I just keep spinning out at the end of the races, so I think I just need to. I'm taking the tires for granted, I guess, at the end of the races. I just need to slow down a bit in the end.
All right, Abner. Well, hey, good talking with you. Congratulations on finishing second here for today, and hopefully we talk to you again next week.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good night.
All right, Adam. Well, you got to talk to Abner Acosta. I get to talk to Kevin Santana. He finished third tonight. It's great to finally get a chance to talk to him here on the podium. Kevin, that's got to feel pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I wasn't real sure how I was going to do with the bumpiness of this track. I'm not generally pretty good here.
Yeah, and talk to us about the bumpiness. Was it any worse or any better than it usually is here this evening?
Yeah, it's Sebring. It's always bumpy. These old concrete runway.
Yeah. And so I guess what I'm referring more to is, of course, now we've had the new tire model, the update that they gave on this tire model for the Formula 3. We've had it for a few races now. Did that help? Did it make any difference here at Sebring at all?
I didn't really compare it to the previous version of this version, but yeah, I think the fact it doesn't fall off nearly as much as it did when it first came out, it's a lot.
So we've got 3 races left this season, Kevin. Any real strategy for yourself as we head on over to Barcelona? Is that a track you've been on yet?
I think I ran one of the GT cars on it, and I wasn't faring so well, so we'll see what happens.
So you got some work to get in now, some homework to do, if you will.
Yeah, just a little bit.
All right, Kevin. Well, listen, we look forward to seeing you next week there. Anybody you'd like to thank here before we let you go?
Yeah, I thank all these guys that put this on behind the scenes week in, week out.
All right, Kevin. Well, we want to thank you. We look forward to seeing you next week in Spain here on the iRacing Esports Network and the Global SimRacing Channel. Folks, that is Kevin Santana, our 3rd place finisher tonight. Adam, thank you so much for filling in this evening. While my brother Johnny got dressed up as well, he went as a race car driver this evening and did some trick-or-treating. So I hope that was fun. I had work to do, so he got to trick-or-treat. But again, thank you, my friend, for coming in and helping us out tonight. Hope you had fun.
Oh yeah, I love the PRL. Love the always a good time here. And you got to tell John though that he can't dress up as something he is. It just defeats the entire purpose.
It's kind of what I told him. It's kind of like wearing the band T-shirt of the band you're going to see, kind of thing. Anyway, it's even the director gave me a little flack on that. Yeah, no, trust me, the Maiden shirt always gets worn to the Maiden show. But anyway, folks, listen, we want to thank NinjaTrader for coming on board as a sponsor this season. Go to NinjaTrader.com, check them out. We do want to thank the iRacing Esports Network for putting us and several other broadcasters here on the network. Big things coming for 2020. This year, believe it or not, is almost over, folks. In fact, for some of you, you now only have 2 months left in this year. But we want to thank the companies that provide the software and the hardware for all of our broadcasts listed here on your screen. Hey, June Lalonde, we definitely want to thank June because she provides all the music you hear on the Global Sim Racing Channel. Right there on the screen is how you get a hold of June. If you'd like to maybe get some of her great music, give her a shout via email there. All right, now, I want to thank the team today. Really want to thank Adam for coming in and giving us a hand tonight while Johnny was on assignment with the family. Joe, Dougie, of course, behind the cameras. If you'd like to find out more about the Global Sim Racing Channel, you can go to our website, globalsimracingchannel.com. You can also find our merchandise store there. There's a little button up top there that says merchandise. So we thought about merch, and then merchandise is better. Anyway, listen, go to the Global Sim Racing or globalsimracingchannel.com. Also go social media. That's where most of you are anyway. On Twitter, we're at GSR Channel. Facebook, type in Global Sim Racing Channel. You'll find us there. I promise. Instagram, GSRC_Graham. Okay, now, folks, we're going to be in Spain next week. We continue this worldwide travel. We are racking up the miles this season, the air miles this season here on the Precision Racing League. But it'll be round 8 at Circuit de Catalunya next Thursday, November 7th at 9 Eastern. And folks, you will turn the clocks back this Sunday sometime in the middle of the night. But listen, look at the screen for the upcoming races on there that we've got coming up. Mark those down on your calendar. But everyone, until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.